Hey everybody, this is John Graham from Short Game Secrets, and I'm coming to you with a little video that actually ended up on the editing room floor when we did our 5 video set down at the Floridian this last fall. And I thought, especially being U.S. Open week, this would be a good time to bring this topic up, and also timely is a tweet that I sent out a few days ago regarding capture speed and a particular cost that you may pay if you choose a dead weight speed or a just try to diet in the hole speed. So this little video that I've got basically shows what would happen to the ball as it's rolling right at the very end, and you can kind of see how the last few inches, depending on the particular stimp of the green and how severe the slope is, things like that in the grass, how the ball wobbles at the end is what I usually like to call it. Some people will call it when it loses its momentum. It just depends on how you want to picture it, but this particular video will kind of give you an idea as to what the ball is doing. So I've got 3 different balls here that I'm going to roll. You'll see them here go off in just a little bit. And here's the first one. And again, this just represents what's happening to the ball as it's approaching the hole. And you can see that last few little inches where the ball really kind of wobbles offline and falls a little bit to my right as I'm facing it on the screen there. And this next one that I roll really changes direction hard at the end. You'll get a chance to see it as it comes down. And if the hole happened to be right where that first ball was, you can clearly see that ball was tracking on that line in that direction very well. And then right at the end, it didn't have enough momentum to keep traveling down that line. And it just kind of fell down with the grain in this particular case and the slope direction. And it really just wobbled off at the end. And so if you're choosing speeds where you're just barely trying to diet in, just know that the cost involved with that is you're adding a little bit of chance, a little bit of luck into the equation based on how this ball is going to wobble when it comes to the very last few inches of it. Now this particular phase will vary depending on how fast the green is, whether you're putting uphill or downhill, the direction of the slope, things of that nature, and the grain will certainly affect how the ball comes to its final resting place. And generally what I prefer to see is a speed that would carry the ball a little bit further beyond the hole than just dying it in. There's obviously a cost associated with hitting it too hard by as the target now becomes smaller. But I also wanted to point out that there's actually a small cost to pay that if you try to die it in, that even if you get the speed just right, the very last little phase of this ball roll is going to be a little bit of luck in terms of where it actually finally comes to rest. And you know, we've talked a lot about probability and things of that nature, and we're giving up some of that potential certainty of, well, if I hit it here and it rolls here, it should go in. And if it doesn't have enough speed, enough momentum to continue to travel down that line, we end up with a final resting place that is just very hard to predict. So I'm going to throw one more here that comes a little bit closer to the camera. But again, just watch the very end of it, and you can see that little wobbling left and right piece that happens. And the thing that I want to point out with this last one is as it rolled past the first 2, it was rolling very true. And then the very last little bit, maybe the 4 or 5 inch, 6 inches after where those 2 first golf balls are, that's when the wobbling was. So as long as that wobbling phase happens after where the hole would be, the ball will continue to track and to continue to roll well on its way to the hole. If that wobbling phase starts to happen before it reaches the hole, well, now we've got a little bit of chance thrown in, and I'd much rather prefer to have that chance taken away by giving it just a little bit more speed so that it continues to roll true, but not so much speed that I end up making the hole very small and the target very small. So I hope you like this short little video. And when you're watching the putts at the U.S. Open this week down at Pinehurst, see if you can see some of the very steep downhill, ball rolling, very slow putts, and see if you can notice that little wobbling that might happen right at the very end on some of the shots that they really pan in on real close and give you a chance to see them as they happen. And when you're out playing on your own game, make your touch selection based on the situation and the costs and the benefits that are out there. Anyone that you choose will have both of those, and just know what you're choosing and pick the one that best matches what you think you're going to create for that particular situation. So once again, I hope you enjoyed it. This is John Graham from Short Game Secrets. If you have any questions on this, please contact me on Twitter at John Graham Golf. And take care now.